Forget what you heard.
Yeah, boy! Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Forget What You Heard. I'm your boy Aaron.
And I'm Luke. And today we're going to be doing our mock draft 3.0.
Whoop!
Draft night in 2 nights, Thursday.
Final one, baby.
Final, most official one here.
I love it. I'm ready for draft night, brother.
Yeah, man, draft night's always exciting, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
Especially this one. This is the most excited I've ever been for a draft.
Me too.
I don't know why. Something's in the air.
I think normally, I don't normally do, mock drafts, but doing them this year, it makes you kind of pick up on a lot of players and really see, how talented this draft is.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I didn't know most of these players, but now I feel like we're brothers.
Yeah.
Siblings.
Same. Yeah, for how deep it is, There's a lot of names that you never really knew, but you start hearing talk, you start hearing word, you see these guys pro days.
Yeah.
Some freaks, man.
You get to know them, man.
It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be a blast. A lot of moving pieces. Maybe we'll see some trades.
For sure.
Yeah.
100%. I'll put money down on that, brother.
Yeah, so we're going to get into the mock draft. But first, let's get into some of the news. Julio Jones on the trade block.
Oh, I never thought I'd see the day.
That's wrong, man.
It's a business, man. At the end of the day.
He's been a Falcon his whole life. 32 years old. Put his blood, sweat, and tears in that organization. And they're looking to move on.
Like I said, at the end of the day, it's a business. He's been to a Super Bowl. I don't know how many Pro Bowls. And he's a legend no matter where he goes. If he stays, if he goes. He's a beautiful man.
Do you think he gets moved? And if he does, where do you think he could land?
I don't think he gets moved.
You think he's a Falcon next year?
Yeah.
I think he gets traded.
What do you get from...
You want to know why I think he gets traded?
Why?
Because there's going to be a player available that's going to replace him with their 4th pick.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Yeah, and they don't need... they're...
Who do you get? What do you get for Julio Jones?
They're looking for the future. They're stuck with Matt Ryan for 3 years. They got to roll it out regardless because you can't move him. You got dead space, with Goff and the Rams and all that. I think they're trying to just roll out Ryan. You're not going to find a guy like Kyle Pitts in these drafts. What
do you get for Julio?
Probably a second.
That's it?
Maybe a second and a third. A second. If they decide to do it after the draft, a second in 2022 and a third in 2023. He's 32 years old. We saw what Hopkins got dealt for, and he was, 26, 27 at the time?
He's in his prime, yeah.
So, Odell got moved for a first and a third, so, Julio's probably more talented than these guys, but being 32, I think a second and third.
What if you went to the Chargers?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good landing spot.
I think that'd be really cool.
Me too. Him and Keenan Allen.
Yeah, that would be a dynamic duo.
With Herbert. Yeah, that would be huge for that offense with Herbert too.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. A lot of teams I'm sure are interested. We'll just have to see. I don't think he gets moved during the draft, but possibly after. Be interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty shocking to me.
Me too.
Seeing him, but, it's business, man.
Yeah.
Them dirty birds do you dirty sometime.
For sure, man. That's ATL.
How come they never do the dirty bird no more? You ever wonder that?
Yeah, I do. I don't know why they don't do it anymore.
I think it should be mandatory when the Falcons score, you have to do the dirty bird.
Yeah, I wonder why they got rid of that. That was iconic.
It's probably not PC. You get fined.
Yeah, maybe so. It's the you can't generate synthetic crowd noise. Remember they got caught for doing that? So
yeah.
I guess they're just we're just not gonna...
Yeah, and why did they get rid of the Sugar Bear Shake?
Who was that?
Rocky Bernard.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, most of you probably don't know. Rocky was just kind of like a decent defensive tackle. And whenever he sacked the quarterback, you can look it up on YouTube, the Sugar Bear Shake. Probably the greatest sack celebration in NFL history. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
10 out of 10. It's a great celebration.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's kick it off, man. Let's get into this mock draft.
Ooh, the easiest pick of them all.
We'll do, picks 1 through 32. We'll do the first round. And, yeah, let's make it official, man. So, first off, we got Jacksonville with the first pick. Trevor Lawrence it is, man.
I have him as well.
They're saying, oh, we've got it down to 3 guys, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, we all
They
know.
have to say that.
We all know what's going to happen.
Yeah, and someone, I forgot who said it. I think it was Mel Kiper said that he thinks that Trevor Lawrence will be in 2 to 3 Super Bowls in his career.
I could see it.
I don't think that's a crazy reach, really. I think it's plot, and I think him and Urban Meyer could be nice.
Yeah, I
The
think
Vishka.
I think that's a good match too. Just offensive-minded head coach, and it all depends on what the front office can do to, build a team,
What's his name?
Super Bowl
Khan,
caliber team.
the owner.
Yeah, he said something like, "Oh, it's time that I take off the training wheels." Like, dude, you've been the owner for 10 years. Like, why does it take you 10 years?
I like him. I like his stash.
Yeah, I guess now is the year. I guess he's going to get involved in a lot of these decisions. So, we'll see.
Yeah, I'm excited for Jacksonville.
Yeah, man, they got a bright asset to look forward to, man, and Trevor Lawrence. Pick number 2, the Jets, Zach Wilson. I think that's pretty solidified at this point.
Yep.
I don't necessarily agree with it. I don't think he's the second best in the draft here, but the Jets might be seeing something. They might know something, and they might be able to build something around him. And he's going to try to be their franchise guy here.
He seems like a good kid.
Yeah, he does.
Like his interviews, he's real polite.
Yeah,
Real Justin Bieber-like to me.
yeah,
real lovable.
pretty boy,
Yeah.
blonde hair.
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know. I think he's got arm talent. I think he's athletic. I think the reason the Jets are gonna pick him is because he's got all the intangibles you need nowadays in the modern day football. Little mobility. He's got arm talent. That's what they're looking for now. Not necessarily power, but arm talent. Can you sidearm it? Can you no-look pass? Can you, do the little Dongo Durango around the little person? Throw that ball deep.
Yeah, they're looking for the next Pat Mahomes.
They're looking for the next Houdini, and I like this. So I understand their pick. I like it. Don't know if he's going to turn out to be all those things, but, you got to take that risk, man.
Yeah, risk it to get the biscuit.
I heard that.
Pick number 4 belongs to the San Francisco Niners. They're going to take QB Mac Jones.
Ooh, that smell.
Like with this one, too, I don't know if it's the best pick for them, but I think, when they traded up to this spot, they had their guy in mind, and their guy's Mac Jones.
Macaroni?
Macaroni Joni.
I think he eats it for every meal.
Yeah, he probably does. Mix it with barbecue sauce.
That sounds like something an Alabama person would do. Yeah, it's Mac Jones. Oh, I'm thinking it's Mac Jones. Like you said, I don't know. I think that the ceiling's higher for both Justin Fields and Trey Lance. But, whenever you see something you like, you got to go for it. And, roll the dice and see what happens with Macaron.
Pick number 4 belongs to Atlanta. Like I mentioned earlier, they're finding a replacement. They've got a long-term weapon. Can't pass on a generational guy of this stature. Kyle Pitts.
Pete's.
Yeah, it's a big deal. They're not going to be picking this high probably, in the near future. Go ahead and take the best available player. Kyle Pitts it is, man. Easy.
I got a fun fact for you.
Let me hear it.
Who's the Falcons head coach? Arthur Smith.
Okay.
He is a former tight end coach.
Really?
So I think he's got a little soft spot.
Is this the guy from Tennessee?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
He used to be a tight ends coach, so I think he's got a soft spot. And then he watched Kyle Pitts' pro day, and he started sweating.
Yeah, he started mouth-watering.
He got a divorce.
Oh.
Arthur Smith, after he went to Kyle Pitts' pro day.
Oh, okay.
so he could be available.
Love at first sight type of deal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how big of a deal this is. I think it's
Yeah, like you said, I don't think they're sold on a certain quarterback. And, Matt Ryan's locked up 3 years. It'd kind of be a wasted pick. I mean, Pitts has gotten, 4 or 5 phone calls from Atlanta, saying how much we love him, how much they want him on the team. And they're in a position where, he's going to be on the board with the first pick. It's basically the first pick of the draft with the 3 quarterbacks gone. And, the first non-quarterback available is Kyle Pitts. So I think it's easy pick.
I think that's a great place for Kyle, too.
Me too.
Turf, indoors. You're faster on turf. I think he'll put up a lot of numbers in Atlanta his first year with Matt Ryan and that offense.
Me too.
So I think, you can't ask for a better scenario. I'm sure he's hoping to go there, staying close to home.
Yeah, people were saying, Hayden Hurst, Calvin, Julio.
Hayden
but
Hurst can block.
If their head coach was a former tight end coach, they're going to be doing everything they can to get their tight end the ball. And, their guy's going to be, it's Pitts, they draft Pitts, they can move on from Julio with this contract. And you still have your alpha dog and Kyle Pitts. He could play outside if you need him to. I mean, you still have Calvin Ridley, still a younger guy on the outside to take away some of that.
Russell Gage.
Yeah, Gage is still there. It just makes a lot of sense here for Atlanta.
I concur.
Pick number 5, Cincinnati Bengals. Going to take Jamar Chase here.
Oh.
They're going to reunite him with Joe Burrows. And Joe Burrows knocking at the door saying, hey, I want this guy here. You got to take care of your boy. Penei Sewell might be the better fit for him, but, you can never have enough weapons for a young quarterback, a young Bengals team. In my opinion, it should be Penei Sewell, but as we've seen in the past, the Bengals are kind of I wouldn't say incompetent front office, but, they do miss a lot. But I think Jamar Chase, he's the best receiver available, and like I said, the connection with Burrow just makes some sense here.
I have Sewell going here. In my opinion, the front office, they have young wide receivers. I know they lost A.J. Green, but they have T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. Who's the other guy? Auden Tate.
That's what I'm thinking. I think this is their A.J. Green replacement. I think T. Higgins is more of a complimentary number 2 guy. Boyd's more of a slot guy. Chase comes in, he's the alpha dog. He's their A.J. Green.
I think they make the smart pick and take Sewell. I mean, because in all honesty, he's not. I mean, it's smart to fix the offensive line so they protect their number 1 asset, which is Joe Burrow. Yeah, Jamar Chase would be a great pick and would help him a lot, and probably he's got star potential, of course. But the smart pick for me, and the reason I have Sewell is because I think that's where they need to go. I don't know if they will, but that's my pick, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, I mean, I've had Sewell in some of these pass mocks. I think it's, an A-plus pick.
I think they're going to flip a coin on draft day.
I just think, I don't know, I just have a feeling so many reports, with Chase and Burrow, and it makes sense to me. I don't think it's the best pick, but I think it works out.
That's also not a good look for the front office if, Joe Burrow tells them who to pick. I don't think that's a good look.
But it's a good look for your franchise quarterback if they're willing to, listen to you.
You're already under contract. This is our job. Your job is to play football. We're gonna protect you. We're gonna make the smart pick. It's his second year, man. What kind of pull does he have?
No, I mean, I agree with everything. I'm not necessarily saying this is the best pick. I'm just thinking this is the pick that they're gonna. Yeah, the Bengals might take this.
Mine is Sewell.
Okay.
All right, number 6. What do you got?
Number 6 is the Dolphins. They're going to take the best receiver available. And in their eyes, I think it's Jalen Waddle. I think they moved back up to 6 from 12, looking for another offensive weapon. I know they signed Will Fuller, but only for that 1 year. I'm sure they're hoping Pitts fell to him at 6 here, but that wasn't the case. Jamar Chase off the board. Waddle's the next best, man. He looks really good. I loved him pre-injury, junior year at Alabama. He'd probably be the number 1 guy here if it wasn't for that injury, over Chase. But they're looking for another offensive weapon. I don't think they address their tackle here because they did in last year's draft. They drafted a bunch of offensive line. And it's a very deep offensive tackle class, not so much receiver. So they moved back up here to get their, future receiver one.
I agree with you that they pick a wide receiver. However, I have them picking Jamar Chase.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, if Sewell goes to the Bengals, for sure.
Yeah, and then I agree. They, just add all those weapons around Tua and, kickstart that offense. I mean, you can never have enough playmakers on a team. And that'd be a solid wide receiver core, one of the best, actually, I think.
Yeah.
Will Fuller, Devontae Parker, Preston Williams. Throw Jamar Chase in there.
Yeah, I agree, for sure. Pick 7 belongs to Detroit. And for me, this is the first trade of the NFL draft night. They trade with Washington football team.
What the world?
Big reports, Washington's looking to move up to get their future quarterback. And Washington takes Trey Lance, gets their guy of the future.
What in the world? I haven't heard any of these stirrings, but I like it.
So you lose Alex Smith. You sign Ryan Fitzpatrick, 1 year, 40-year-old man. You're going to do what you can to get a guy to learn behind Fitzpatrick, to be your future guy, next year that can come in and play. There's 5 guys in this draft class that can be, absolute studs in the next level. They fell in love with Trey Lance. They're going to do what they can to move up, trade their first, their second, future first to do what they can to snag their guy in Trey Lance here at number 7. And it makes sense for Detroit because Detroit has a lot of needs. I could see Detroit staying and taking a quarterback, but, being stuck to Goff for that, big contract. I think they look to move down, acquire some other assets. They have a lot of needs on the defense, especially maybe a receiver. And it just makes a lot of sense. And I think football team moves up here and takes Trey Lance at 7.
Interesting. I also have a trade. And it's the New England Patriots trade up to number 7 to draft Justin Fields from Ohio State University.
Nice.
And I think there's a change in New England right now. Obviously, this offseason, they don't usually splurge on free agents, and they went all out. They went balls to the wall in that free agency. You don't ever see that. And I think that they've been so conservative for all those years because they had Tom Brady. They had that security blanket. So they kind of did the minimum, the bare minimum to get by because they had Tom Brady. I mean, if he's our captain, we're fine. We just need to make a few tweaks here and there. But now that Tom Brady's gone, they're really going to do an all-out press, kind of change their thinking. They trade up to number 7 to pick Justin Fields to potentially, be the successor of Tom Brady.
Yeah, I like it. I definitely could see it happen. Yeah, those are the 3 teams in my mind is, New England football team and Denver, are the 3 top QB needy teams. And definitely could see New England moving up. Like you said, they did, things outside of their norm with signing a bunch of free agents. So, why not see them trade up in this class? Why not see them go get their, future quarterback? And, they re-signed Cam to just 1 year. Cam's not their future quarterback. And you got to look to the future. And I think Fields would be a great fit with them. I think he's the second best QB in the class. Absolute freak, dual threat. Very accurate, one of the most accurate players in college. And it just makes a lot of sense. It just seems like a very Patriot thing to do. Not trade up, but, make smart moves. And I think that would be a really smart move.
Do you think that Cam Newton and Justin Fields are similar?
No, not really. I don't think Cam Newton's accurate, and I don't think Fields has that arm that Newton has.
I think they're similar.
Yeah?
I think it would be I don't know if the Belichick would start Fields right away and, learning under Cam.
Wouldn't.
And then I think it would be a good little, QB battle down up there in New England.
Yeah, I think so too. I think, yeah, they're similar to where, like, if Cam were to start, he gets hurt and put Fields in. I don't think you have to change really anything with your offense because, he's mobile and he could do the same things Cam can do. I think, yeah, they're similar in that aspect for sure.
Do you know what they used to say in Boston?
What's that?
Give me liberty or give me death.
Pick number 8, Carolina Panthers. Penei Sewell falls to pick number 8. Would be an absolute steal for Carolina. Carolina, I think, is looking for the best available, and Sewell is the second best player in the draft besides Kyle Pitts, and I think it's an easy pick for them. You got to solidify your offensive line after acquiring, Darnold, and it just makes a lot of sense here. I mean, I could see him going receiver, but you have Taylor Moton, and you could, you get a generational left tackle, and it just makes too much sense here.
Yeah, I agree that they drafted tackle. I think they're just gonna ride with Darnold. And what's a QB's best friend other than a wide receiver, a good O-line, and they pick Rashawn Slater from Northwestern University. Nothing flashy. People are saying maybe they'll draft a quarterback, but to me that doesn't make a lot of sense. They just traded for Darnold. Why not see what you got there? And put some, protect him, and you have Christian McCaffrey. You're just see what happens, man.
Pick number 9 belongs to Denver Broncos. They're gonna address their biggest need in QB and take Justin Fields.
Oh yeah, I like that one. I have him picking Trey Lance.
Yeah,
from North Dakota State.
If either of those guys fall to this point, I think it's a no-brainer for them. Biggest need is quarterback, like I said. Just for me, I think Justin Fields falls to the 5th quarterback off the board with, Washington moving up and getting Lance. And that would be a great pick for them. Justin Fields with the Denver Broncos weapons would be unworldly. It would be such a great fit for him. And unfortunately for Drew Lock, he'd be riding the bench, or maybe they look to move him.
No, that's wrong. Denver loves Drew Lock. They've not given up on him. If they draft a quarterback, it's going to be for competition reasons. Just because they draft a quarterback does not mean that Drew Lock is the backup. They're going to go in the offseason and they're going to battle it out. Old school. We're going to see what we got. So it's not, we're going to dump Drew Lock. We drafted him 2 years ago. He's been hurt.
Yeah, but say Drew Lock loses his competition, what do you do with him?
He's a backup quarterback.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's not right off the bat.
No, it's not. I just don't think he's going to win no competition against these guys.
Drew Lock ain't nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, he's not very good. He's not.
3rd year's the charm.
Pick 10 belongs to the Cowboys. They fell in love with this guy. Big need for them, cornerback Patrick Surtain.
Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we both have that one. Patrick Surtain 2.
Yeah, they lost to Woozy and free agency. They need a true number 1, a franchise number 1 cornerback for sure against, Galladay and Terry McLaurin. And it's just a big need for the defense on the Cowboys. They need a leader in that secondary. And Surtain's the pick. I reports that they fell in love with him. And I think it's an easy pick for them at this point.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Pick number 11, New York Giants. Address tackle here. Take Rashawn Slater.
Oh, the big slobber. I got the Giants picking Devontae Smith from Alabama University. But in all honesty, it could be either Waddle or Smith. Because at this point, I think a lot of teams are leaning towards Waddle. So it could be either one of those. I just have him picking Devontae Smith. Maybe Waddle would be a better fit there. Just because they already have, the Giants already have Slayton. He's a deep ball guy. Devontae Smith's kind of a speedster as well. But I think he's more of all-around and well-rounded. So I'm going to say that they're going to pick Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I could see it. They definitely need a receiver at some point in this draft. But I think their biggest need is it's tackle. They need a tackle. They need to shore up that O-line. You got Galladay in the offseason. Your defense is very solid as it is right now. I think it just makes a lot of sense to bring in another great, outstanding tackle in this draft. And you start right away. You got Andrew Thomas on one side. You got Matt Pert on another. You can throw him in the guard, tackle wherever you need him to play. Like I said, you got to shore up the O-line, keep Barkley safe, keep Daniel Jones, free of pressure. And, yeah, this is a pick for them at 11.
This is football. This isn't bodybuilding. So everyone body shaming Devontae Smith, you can stop doing that. Because this is a football player at the end of the day. It ain't how much you can lift. It ain't how much you weigh. It's about catching that ball and scoring them touchdowns. Sorry for getting a little emotional.
That being said, he does need to put on a little bit of weight, man.
Yeah, get him some cupcakes and some cookie cake.
Yeah, get him some Quest bars.
Well, those don't work.
Pick 12, the Eagles. Take Devontae Smith, receiver. Kind of falls in their lap here. Heisman Trophy winner. That they're saying I need QB competition, but most of the guys are off the board at this point. Their biggest need outside of that is linebacker. Eagles historically do not draft linebackers this early. We've seen them take Rager in the first round last year. They still have Travis Fulgham. They got rid of Jeffrey, Deshaun Jackson. They just need another guy to complement Rager, another guy to help out Jalen Hurts. With Devontae Smith still here on the board, very talented, very fast, very good route runner. Makes a lot of sense, and, it's a big need for them. Devontae Smith is a freak. And it'd be an easy pick for them if he's still available here at pick 12.
I got the Seagulls drafting Jalen Waddle from Alabama University. Like I said, it's interchangeable, whoever, They're both great wide receivers, and Eagles need a lot of help, basically at every level. So I think they just get a solid weapon. Just pray that Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback.
Drew Lock stinks.
Hey, man, we'll see.
Pick 13 belongs to the Chargers. They take cornerback J.C. Horn. J.C. Horn's available here. The second best cornerback in this draft. Some would argue he's the first. They take J.C. Horn here. Casey Hayward replacement. And it's something that they're going to need in that AFC West division.
Where did Casey Hayward go?
They released him.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, so here they take their replacement. They're going to need it. The defense is going to get healthy, be back stronger next year. You can add a J.C. Horn to that group. Very fast, very quick, great cornerback. And I think that's the route they go right here.
I have the Los Angeles Chargers taking Christian Darrisaw from Virginia Tech University. And, to me, this is a pretty obvious pick. They're going to, protect Justin Herbert, protect him at all costs. They have a lot of weapons, and I think he shores up that line and, gives Herbert the best chance to, get his throw off, keep him on his feet, keep him clean, keep that jersey clean. And I just think, we have this stud. Let's, protect him at all costs. And Darrisaw he's one of them slobber knockers you want on your side. I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, I can see them addressing tackle for sure. Pick 14, Minnesota Vikings take tackle Elijah Vera Tucker. Very versatile offensive lineman, play guard, tackle, wherever you need him to play. And that's what they need, man. That's their biggest need. They could look at an edge rusher here. But, you still got to, protect your guys. Give you some running lanes for Dalvin Cook. And, yeah, I think that's the pick here at 14.
You said it, brother, and I have that as well. Thank you.
Pick 15, Patriots take Micah Parsons. I think they stay in their place. They've got Cam Newton for this year. They're just going to run it back. Draft Micah Parsons, a great linebacker. He does have some character issues, but, we've seen in the past, Bill Belichick's not afraid to bring in those type of guys. And he's just a ball player, man. He's an absolute freak. We saw his pro day. We've seen him play. He's just a different breed. And, the Patriots are kind of older in that linebacker's position to bring in a stud and Micah Parsons for that, shore up that defense. Makes a lot of sense. They spent a lot of money on the offense this offseason. And so I think they're looking at this draft on, bolstering up their defense that was kind of lackluster last year after being, the best in 2019.
And so this is the Lions pick for me at 15. And the Detroit Lions select J.C. Horn from South Carolina University. And, Luke already, said he's a ball player. He's a ball hawk.
Son of Joe Horn, man.
Yeah, can you believe that? But he's, he's one. He could be one of those players you can, they're kind of rebuilding or whatever they're doing over yonder in Detroit. But he would be a good player to have, a good asset. Build around him and see what goes on with that stinky franchise.
You think they could still go corner after taking Okudah last year?
Who?
Jeffrey Okudah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could see it. Pick 16, the Cardinals. Caleb Farley's on the board here, and that's who they take here. It's dressing their corner. Patrick Peterson's gone.
That's early.
Yeah, Caleb Farley falls.
That's early.
I mean, that's the next best cornerback available. They does have some questionable injuries. But, healthy, he's one of the best cornerbacks in the game. And before his injuries and back problems, he's top 10 pick. Falling to 16, he stays healthy. He's their next Patrick Peterson. He's their next lockdown. He's their next main coverage guy. And it's a big need for them right here at this spot.
I have them taking Christian Barmore, the defensive tackle from Alabama University, to just beef up that defensive line that just added J.J. Swat. I think adding him gives that front makes it very scary. Quarterbacks are going to be scared back there, and but I see why you have them picking Farley just to replace Patrick Peterson, and so I respect your pick, but I just think they're going to beef it up.
Yeah. I mean,
they weren't really good at pressuring the quarterback.
Nah, man, outside of Chandler Jones, they didn't really have no one. But I guess JJ and I guess with Barmore, they'll be right in their face.
Yeah, I like that pick.
17, the Vegas Raiders.
Oh, Vegas.
Stink Raiders, stink John Gruden. Take Jalen Phillips, edge rush, out of Miami, Florida.
Ooh, the young gun that had a really good combine, huh?
Yeah,
pro day.
One of the best combines, our best pro day out of everyone in this entire draft. Best edge rusher, in my opinion, in this draft. John Gruden loves his edge rushers, and I think this is the guy for him. He's going to be looking for that guy for him with Micah Parsons off the board. Jalen Phillips is their guy here. To stack up with Clelin Ferrell and, those guys out there. So I wouldn't mind this pick here. Just like I said, the Vegas Raiders are hard to predict what they're going to do.
I have the Sin City Raiders picking Micah Parsons out of Penn State University. I think he falls a little bit. Apparently there's been some dark things that came to the light. He's got some off-field issues. He's got some anger problems. He's got some hazing problems. But in my opinion, he's a great kid. He's got a bright future, and I think if John Gruden can pull his head out and pick Micah Parsons, that's a win right there for the Sin City Raiders.
Pick 18, Miami Dolphins with their second pick in the draft are addressing their biggest need and tackle and taking Tevin Jenkins, slobber knocker.
Yeah, from Slobber Knocker University, baby.
Tevin Jenkins will come right in, start at the right tackle right out the bat. And he's just a guy you want protecting Tua. Tua finally gets his offseason to, instead of rehabbing, he gets to work out and build his strength and throw with the guys. And you're going to, outside of, you got your offensive weapon, now you need your offensive guy to protect your biggest asset and your quarterback. And Tevin Jenkins is a beast. One of my favorite players in the draft just because of his tenacity and aggressiveness. That's what you want in your offensive lineman. And I think it's a smart pick for the Dolphins here, and that's a big need for them. And, yeah, that's where I got going.
I completely 100% back you on this pick. Tevin Jenkins, is he the one that soils his pants before the game?
Yeah, he wipes poop on his face for eye black.
Oh, man, this guy's going to be one hell of a player out there, I tell you what, kid.
Yeah, he's going to sniff the ground with pellets.
What if he starts, like before the play, he takes off his helmet and just bites the ground and starts chewing on the turf?
I don't think anyone would be surprised. I mean, once you see Tevin Jenkins and figure out, who this guy is, you would not be surprised in the slightest if he started chewing on people's earlobes.
Yeah, I'm excited to see this kid out there on Sunday, man.
Pick 19, I have this the trade with Detroit and Washington. Detroit currently owns this pick at 19. They take Christian Barmore, defensive tackle. Outside of receiver and everything else on the defense, I think, they need a defensive tackle. Horrible against the run, completely terrible. I think they were last against the run, Detroit was. They've always been bad against the run. They need a big run stopper. Big freak down the middle. We saw Derek Brown go early to Carolina. That really helped their run defense. Now I'm sitting here thinking Detroit is looking to do the same thing. It starts on the first level, man. That's where he creates a lot of the pressure, closing the gaps. And that starts with the defensive tackle and Christian Barmore.
I have the Washington football team selecting Rashad Bateman from Minnesota University. A wide receiver, a big guy, good hands, good route running. I don't know if he's a speedster, but just to add to, because, Terry McLaurin and Curtis Samuel are little guys. They need a big bruiser, a guy that, can go down the middle, can, go up and get the ball at the highest point. And I like Rashad Bateman. Just give Fitzmagic some weapons and let him just, pull the rabbit out of his hat.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
I could see that for sure. Pick 20, Chicago Bears are addressing receiver with Elijah Moore.
Oh, I like Elijah.
So Chicago takes Elijah Moore. We've seen reports of them looking to move on from Anthony Miller, which I think it's bound to happen at some point, maybe after the draft. But Elijah Moore's an absolute freak. Best slot receiver in the draft. No questions asked. His ceiling is extremely high. We see his build, we see his mold, we see his speed. He looks like a little version of DK, but probably a little better route runner.
Definitely.
And, he comes in. You have, Allen Robinson on one side, Darnell Mooney on the other, speedster, and then throw Elijah Moore in that slot, man. You give Andy Dalton or your future quarterback at some point, outstanding weapons. And it's a big need for them. They could use a tackle, they could use a guard, maybe a corner. But with Elijah Moore on the board here and, you looking to move on from Anthony Miller, I think it makes a lot of sense.
I like it. The pick I have for the Bears is Greg Newsome, number 2, or junior, from Northwestern University, a cornerback. Just to fill the void of Fuller.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. I like that pick.
Yeah, and they address the defensive side of the ball. I think they have a lot of weapons, but like you said, they may be losing Anthony Miller. But who's the guy you like? Mooney?
Darnell Mooney, man, I love him.
Yeah, and they have Allen Robinson. So I can see them address that, but I think they'll address the defensive side of the ball and pick he's a talented corner, good arm span, fast, tall.
Yeah, I can
physical.
Definitely see it because, we know the Bears, strength of their whole team has always been their defense. And it seems like they always look to build that defense up. You still got Mack there. It's a very strong defense, but like you said, there's a void to fill, and Kyle Fuller's absence, and it would definitely make a lot of sense for them to go corner here. Pick 21, Indianapolis Colts. Could look at receiver, could look at a tackle here, but with Kwity Paye still available here, I think the Colts take Kwity Paye pretty easily for them. They're still looking for a replacement to Justin Houston, and they just need, edge rushers, man. They need to bring that pressure, and Kwity Paye is an absolute monster. Being available here at 21, would be an absolute steal. It's kind of a project, but, he's one of those guys that his potential could be something that we hadn't seen before. It'd be like Myles Garrett level. If he's able to hit his strides and reach his potential, he could be that next freak.
I also have Kwity Paye. I actually read a little article on him. I think he is going to excel at the NFL level because of his work ethic. He was raised by a single mom that worked 2 jobs. And he told his mom, I don't want you to be overworked like you have been. Let me play football. He got in high school, he got scholarships from Notre Dame, like Rhode Island. He's from Rhode Island, a small little city. And he chose Michigan. He was the highest recruit out of Rhode Island in 10 years. And he's doing it for his mom, so I think he's one of those players that he's got that chip on his shoulder and he's ready to, put his hard hat on and get in practice and really show the world what he's got. And I like that. I like this kid a lot. He's got a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I really didn't believe in him at Michigan. Well, I know a lot of people will blame that on Harbaugh, not being good at developing his players. But you can see that you see this man, and he's built like a robot. Like he's gigantic, he's fast, and he's just a perfect build for an NFL star. Like his potential's unreal. I don't know. He's just one of my favorite players. I didn't like him at first, but he's really grown on me. And I think it would just be such a great pick for the Colts here. Pick 22, Tennessee Titans are taking corner Greg Newsome.
Yeah, I have them picking a corner as well. Caleb Farley
Really?
from Virginia Tech University.
Yeah, I had Farley going earlier, but, definitely I think a corner makes a lot of sense for them here. You let Adoree Jackson go, Jonathan Joseph, Malcolm Butler. It's a huge hole. Yeah, at some point in this draft you got to, but with Greg Newsome still here, I think it makes a lot of sense for them to just go ahead and snag it up. I could see Eric Stokes here, cornerback out of Georgia. But, I think, Greg Newsome's probably rated higher. And for him to be available here at pick 22 for Tennessee, they're going to go ahead and snag him up. That's it for you. You got anything to say?
Oh, no, I agree with everything you said. Except for I have Caleb Farley.
Pick 23, New York Jets are here. They need an edge rusher, Jason Owe out of Penn State. Big need. They need some pass rushers. They lost Jordan Jenkins, outside linebacker. But you can place, Jason Owe at, defensive end, get to the pressure. The best pro day of anyone in this class was Jason. I don't think he was projected to go in the first round, but after his pro day, really opened some eyes. And, Jets need to address this position at some point. I think with him available here, freak athlete, freak football player, I think it's a good fit for him at 23 with the Jets.
Yes, and I have that as well. What's his name? Owe?
Owe, yeah.
Yeah, I like him. I think, he will. It's a need for the Jets, and I think he'll fill it very well.
Pick 24. Black and gold Pittsburgh Steelers. You're going to take Najee Harris, a running back with a future.
Yeah.
They let James Conner walk. They signed Kalen Ballage. Still have Jalen Samuels. Still have Anthony McFarland. But with the guy this caliber still available, Najee Harris is the guy here. They could, I had him mocked taking a tackle in the previous ones, which I do think is a big need. Like I said earlier, the tackle position is pretty pretty deep. But with Najee Harris, a player of this caliber here at this point, Steelers are known for smash mouth football, man. Get back to the Jerome Bettis, get back to the Rashard Mendenhall, type of play style. Big Ben's older. Let's smash the ball down with him with Najee Harris. I think it'd be a great pick here at 24.
I agree. I really like it. I would love to see Najee Harris on the black and yellow and making his opponents black and blue. That's what I want to see every Sunday. Because that guy he runs north-south, good hands, smart kid. I like everything about him, and I think he personifies what the Steelers stand for, and I would love this pick.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be a great spot. Pick 25, Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm in a predicament here, but I'm going to stick with Trayvon Moehrig, safety TCU, one of my favorite picks in the whole draft. I've said that in previous mocks. I think safety's a big need for them, and he's by far the best available, absolute freak. But my other predicament is I have a feeling that they could go Travis Etienne and take a running back.
Interesting. I have him taking that safety, but that's my least favorite pick in the draft.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it's definitely one of my favorites.
It's one of my least favorites.
But with Urban Meyer, I honestly think that he's pushing to get Travis Etienne to Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence.
But they have James Robinson.
I know.
He's still on a rookie deal.
No, I know. I'm just saying. It's just a feeling. It's just a hunch. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind it at all.
But yeah, I'm just stick with Trayvon Moehrig.
I hate this pick, but
why?
They're gonna do it. What?
Why do you hate it so much?
I don't like the Moehrig guy.
Why not?
He's got issues.
What do you mean?
He doesn't study the playbook.
So?
He's kind of one of the hotheads. Like that Raiders safety they drafted from Mississippi State. Abram?
He's a freak.
Is he good?
Yeah.
Oh, then he'll be fine.
Dude, he's a freak. Jonathan Moehrig's so good. Like, he's really good.
I'll be honest with you. I've never watched him play, and I just wanted to say it was my least favorite pick because you said it was one of your favorites. I just wanted to do that.
All right.
Are we cool now?
Pick 26, Cleveland Browns take
not.
Azeez Ojulari, edge rusher out of Georgia.
Roof.
They've been calling him. They've been in talks with him, and it's a good fit. Young guy. Didn't play very much at Georgia, but he projects to be a good NFL player. Put him opposite of Myles Garrett, man. I have it's kind of a hole. I know they just signed Jadeveon, but he's not going to be there in the future. And it's they don't have a lot of needs. The Browns, man, they've really done a great job. Building this team up. I could see a linebacker, but they're notorious for not taking linebackers early. With Barmore off the board, I think they just take, the best edge rusher available in Ojulari here, 26.
I agree, and I think, what is the Browns defense called? Or their mantra?
Dog pound?
Yeah, and you add a bulldog in there. That's going to keep the dog pound alive, keep it barking, keep them chewing on bones, keeping it going, baby. I like the pick.
Pick 27, Baltimore Ravens. The first of 2 picks in this first round. They're going to take a tackle in Christian Darrisaw at pick 27. One of the best tackles here. I think they traded back into this first round to get a tackle after moving on from Orlando Brown. You have Ronnie Stanley there. You can play right or left tackle. But you need to address the other half, And Christian Darrisaw's on the board here. Very, very good. He didn't allow a sack at all in his senior year, or final year there. And I think it's an easy pick for him if he's still available here. So Christian Darrisaw to Baltimore at 27.
I have the Baltimore Ravens taking Terrace Marshall from Louisiana State University. And I think he would be a great number 1 potentially for Baltimore. He's a big guy, fast. I think he showed that at his combine. Hollywood's a good player. He's just kind of limited with his size, and I don't think he's that great of a route runner yet. But just adding Terrace Marshall, he kind of can do it all. He was kind of overshadowed by Jamar Chase at LSU, but I'm telling you, LSU churns out these wide receivers left and right, and they become studs in the NFL. So I like this pick. Help Lamar out, give him another weapon, let him play.
Yeah, really, that'd be an outstanding fit. He could be their number one with, complementing Hollywood Brown. Terrace Marshall is my number 3 receiver in this class, behind Chase and Devontae Smith. But
you have Elijah Moore because of the need.
This isn't my. This mock draft is with my brain, not with my heart. But with my heart, it's definitely Chase. Smith, Chase, and Terrace Marshall. Man, he's a stud.
Over Waddle.
Yeah.
Whoa. I don't not like it. I like it.
I think Waddle's probably 4th or 5th. Yeah.
I think Terrace Marshall is really underrated. He's got the size. He's like I said, they're overshadowed. Odell Beckham wasn't that great in college.
Yeah, and no one knew Terrace Marshall had sub 4.4 speed.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
I don't know what they do in Louisiana, but those wide receivers, they come into the NFL and they become men.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier how he kind of was shadowed by Jamar Chase, but dude, he's a stud, and for him to run a sub 4.4, and that's not even his strongest attribute, is literally he's a really good player. 6'3", 205, 210 or something.
Yeah, he's got it all. He's got all the makings of being a stud.
Makings to be a number 1 for Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Pick 28, New Orleans Saints. They could look at receiver. They could look at corner for sure. Those are both very big needs. But they're going to take linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Different breed, man. Highest graded slot coverage for a linebacker. Outstanding, very versatile. He's only 221 pounds, I think. But, on that Saints defense, you're able to move him around, man. Saints defense is legit. They bring the guys every year. Demario Davis, Anzalone, whatever. You just put him out there. You can put him outside, inside, corner, slot, wherever. He's just very versatile, and he can fill a lot of needs for this New Orleans Saints team.
Yeah, I have that same pick. What's his name?
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah.
The Nigerian Nightmare. He's a guy that, whatever void he needs to fill, he can, which is... there's not many players like that in NFL. Like a Swiss Army knife on the defense. He can basically play linebacker, safety, corner, like you said. And why wouldn't you want to, add that guy to your roster? And I think he's a perfect fit for the Saints. Then the Saints go marching in.
Pick 29, Green Bay Packers take receiver Rashad Bateman out of Minnesota.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, Bateman's the pick here. He's still available. Pick 29. Packers need a guy opposite of Adams, man. Everyone says it. Everyone knows it. MVS, Allen Lazard, aren't true number 2 guys, maybe even number 3 guys. But to bring in Rashad Bateman, bigger guy, 6'3", 205, 210-ish. He's just... Honestly, he looks like Michael Thomas. I'm not going to say he's going to be that good or anything. That's who he reminds me of. And he's got the size, he's got the speed, and he's very electric for a bigger guy. You can play him in the slot, play him on the outside. And Aaron Rodgers needs weapons, man. We've seen it. We know that. He's MVP. Give him Rashad Bateman. Who knows, what's the next level for them? Super Bowl?
Oh, I like that pick. I have them also taking a wide receiver. However, it's Elijah Moore from Ole Miss Running Rebels. The little guy with a big heart, a slot guy, and I think, like a Randall Cobb for Aaron Rodgers, a guy that, he's got Devontae Adams, trust, what's the guy's name? Scantling?
Mm-hmm.
Lazard on the outside. You add that little sucker in the slot. Aaron Rodgers is one happy man. He won't want to quit or retire and do Jeopardy. He'll want to stay on that football field on the frozen tundra and throw that ball to Elijah Moore Devontae Adams, hand it to Aaron Jones. It'll make his life a lot easier.
Pick 30, Buffalo Bills. Address corner and take Asante Samuel Jones.
Yes, good pick.
Kind of a smaller guy, but you can never have enough, secondary help. Tre'Davious White's there. Levi Wallace, Taron Johnson. I mean, those guys got to get paid at some point. You can let them walk after drafting, Asante Samuel Jr. I think that's kind of their MO. Buffalo's got a really strong, front seven. And they're just trying to bolster up that secondary going up against, Mahomes and, even the Dolphins now and stuff like that. So I think this makes sense. I like Asante Samuel Jr. a lot. He's got big shoes to fill with this daddy being his daddy. And, yeah, I would like this pick for Buffalo, even though they could use an edge rusher. But, they'll look to address that later on.
I have them picking an edge rusher from the University of Miami. Phillips. Or we already pick him? Did I already pick him somewhere?
No, I did. I didn't think you did.
Yeah, I have him going to the Buffalo, but he's kind of a project. And they already have a stout, like you said, front seven.
It's good, yeah.
But to add, his ceiling's crazy high, so to have him, learn under some people, kind of get his groove, and, I think that would be a solid draft pick for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I agree for sure. Pick 31, the second pick for Baltimore. They acquired this pick from Kansas City after trading Orlando Brown. They addressed their tackle need with that first pick. Their next biggest needs is receiver and edge. But with Terrace Marshall still on the board here at 31, it's a no-brainer pick. After Jason Owe and all these edge rushers are already off the board, they're going to take Terrace Marshall, get that fifth-year option, get you a stud receiver, get you number one, get you something for Lamar Jackson to work around. And like we've mentioned before, it'd be an excellent pick for them. And Terrace Marshall to Baltimore at 31.
I have the Baltimore Ravens selecting Gregory Rousseau from Miami, Florida. That's back-to-back Hurricane picks. And this is just their defensive line took a hit last year and this year. So I think adding him as a defensive tackle would be great for them.
Defensive end,
whatever he is. And plug him and play him and see what you got there with the Gumbo Boys.
Yeah, for sure. They definitely need edge, like you said. Judon's gone.
Pressure makes diamond.
Pick 32, Tampa Bay Bucks. Luxury pick here. This player's still on the board. Travis Etienne, running back Clemson to Tampa, 32.
Too crowded.
Yeah, I mean, you brought back Leonard. You still have Ronald Jones. But in all honesty, what needs could they be drafting for? They don't have any needs. They brought everyone back. Super Bowl team.
Corner. I have them drafting Asante Samuel because you can never have too many corners.
Yeah, I could see them taking one of them, or maybe even a defensive tackle or defensive end to replace JPP at some point. But, they're still trying to run it. They're still trying to win these Super Bowls, back to back. Keep it running, man. Let's get it going. Travis Etienne's the best pass catching back in the. I have seen him compared to Alvin Kamara. I wouldn't compare him to.
What?
I have seen it, but I'm not gonna go there. I don't think they're similar. But in terms of being able to catch the ball, I think they are similar. Etienne can get six catches a game, eight targets. Get him in the open field, let him run the ball. Leonard Fournette's a great pass catching back, but level of a player with the speed of Etienne and what he can do in the open field continue to make this offense something crazy with Brady there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's the best pass catching running back in the NFL if he hasn't played a game.
No, definitely not in the NFL, and definitely in the draft.
He ain't no Austin Eckler, man.
He's the best pass catching running back in the draft for sure.
Oh yeah,
not even close.
That makes sense.
That's what I said, both.
No, you can rewind it.
All right.
But, yeah, I say Asante Samuel. It doesn't really matter. They could draft anyone, and I wouldn't really care. Because they're not winning another Super Bowl. It ain't matter, man.
What?
It ain't matter who they draft.
Why?
They ain't winning another Super Bowl.
You don't think so?
Everyone thinks, oh, they signed everyone back, they're going to win it. No.
Who's gonna win?
Because Father Time's going to come knocking. If we had to make a bet right now, you take Tampa Bay and I take the field, I'd take that bet.
Me too.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would.
But they definitely should be the favorites.
Yeah, well, they can stick it where the sun don't shine.
If you say so.
I'm just kidding. I like Tampa Bay.
That's it. That rounds out the mock draft. We'll see how it turns out. It's going to be interesting. We could probably hit on none of these picks, in all honesty.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot.
But they're fun for sure. Just wanted to give our insight on the NFL draft. Definitely be watching it. Definitely looking forward to it. Thursday night. Coming soon. We'll see what these teams are willing to do.
Is that 7 p.m.?
11:13 minus 8.
11:13 minus 8. 3?
Yeah.
That's a weird time for a draft.
Yeah, I don't know what they're thinking.
You're telling them wrong information.
Yeah, so you took a little road trip to out west, man. Would you come across? Would you learn? Would you find?
Yes, sir, I did. I took a little roadie. We drove from Pearland to Albuquerque, which is about 13 hours. And all I have to say about that drive is Texas is boring the whole way. There ain't much to see. A lot of those windmills and stuff. And you know what? But I find it interesting that you drive through these towns that haven't advanced with time. They're still they look like little old town, little banks and weird little grocery store, like little town squares like you see in the old westerns. There's no, they're not modern at all. And I just think about it dang, I wonder what it's like to live in one of these towns. And I told Dad, I want to live in one of these towns for a couple of years just to see what the vibe's like.
Are they ghost towns or is it?
No, people
populated?
live there and people work there, but it's just strange. It's like going back in time. It's like, those doors at the bar that you push open?
Saloon?
Yeah, it's like that.
It's like
and
an old western.
The city hall's in the middle, and it's like these weird little mom and pop shops, like in, I guess, a square. It's just when you drive by, you're like, people work here, and people have to, make this city some money, but it's like, you're driving through Kickapoo, you're driving through Claude, you're driving through just weird towns, and they all have signs. It's like, hey, welcome to this, but it's population, 300, just a lot of land, a lot of time to think on that road in Texas, man.
So you went to Texas. You also went to New Mexico and Las Vegas.
Oh, the whole vibe changes right when you cross the state line, and you see the sign that says the Land of Enchantment. You're hit with this energy, and you're I was driving. We were probably at hour 9 or something, and I was immediately hit with energy just because the air's different. There's a mystique in the air. There's the weather's nice. The clouds are different. There's mountains. It's the beginning of New Mexico is kind of like Lubbock, but once you keep going, man, and you get up to Albuquerque, your ears start to pop. You start to feel a little funny in your stomach, and you start seeing these little things in the air. And you're just, you're like, I'm not in Texas anymore. I'm in the Land of Enchantment. And you feel kind of enchanted. You kind of feel this little sparkle in your eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we got to Albuquerque.
Something mystique about that. Something mysterious about the New Mexico.
Yeah, it's very... And then, we got to our hotel, and you walk out. And I was on the phone. And there was the mountains are in the background. The sun was setting. The weather is beautiful. It's dry air, so there's no humidity. You can I took a shower and I went outside. I was fine. It was just it was magical. If I had to put it in one word, the city itself can be very sketchy, but there's nice parts of Albuquerque. Albuquerque is a really cool town. I really liked that. And then the next day we drove from Albuquerque to Las Vegas, which was 8.5 hours. And so and this is when you get to like the cool parts of New Mexico, and you're following a mountain range the whole time. It's real nice. And then you get into Arizona. There's like teepees and stuff. They really advertise like Native American stuff, which is cool. And then you keep going. You get I guess when you're getting close to Flagstaff, there's this mountain range, and I stared at it for a long time, and it had still had snow on the peak. It was just this beautiful mountain, blue skies, beautiful. And I ran. The scariest part of the trip was I was driving, and a tumbleweed came out of the side of the road. I couldn't do anything, so I had to run it over. But that was like hitting a bull. It crushed the car, totaled the car. So if I could recommend anything, do not hit a tumbleweed in Arizona, man, going 80. Because the winds there get up to 80. So that thing was like a bat out of hell.
You wouldn't expect a little tumbleweed to do that.
Nah, it did a lot of damage, man.
Yeah,
I'm lucky to be here.
What was Las Vegas, Nevada like?
Well, my favorite part was probably Flagstaff, Arizona, which is near the Grand Canyon. It's real, how when you think of Arizona, it's deserty?
Yeah.
This was lush. Trees, greenery. I was like, dude, this place is beautiful. I went to the gas station and dropped my loins just to feel the air. Just kind of, I was sweating, and I just dropped my loins, and it kind of gave me this renewed energy. And I had to. Flagstaff was still far from Vegas, so we headed to Nevada, and we got to Nevada. It was the most interesting landscape. It was like brown rock, just real deserty. It looked like Mars. It was strange, and there was a river. I don't know what river it was, but it was really cool, meandering. It was cool, and then we got to Vegas. Very nice roads. It's a relatively young city. I think it was, 1930, so like it's super young compared to others. So everything's really like new. The roads, there's no potholes. A lot of money going around, a lot of Teslas, a lot of restaurants. Whenever you think of Vegas, you think, Sin City. I'm going to go to the Bunny Ranch. I'm going to go to the Strip, bet some money. However, we decided to go outdoors and go hiking at Red Rock Canyon, which was beautiful. And I don't think people know enough about, the beauty that Vegas has to offer as well. So, and then we did the whole dang drive again, just the other way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's brutal, man.
42 hours and 5 days in that car.
Yeah, that's brutal, man. That takes a certain type of person to be able to drive all that and still be sane.
I wouldn't say I was sane at the end of it.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I was sitting backwards in the seat.
Yeah, I thought
at the last gas station, I was facing the back of the seat.
Yeah, I thought you were off them things.
But have you ever gotten in a car backwards?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, put your face on the headrest.
Yeah, you sit like fetal position. Yeah.
Fetal position. Oh, I don't know if I've done that.
Well, I was in the fetal position because I didn't know which way was north.
Yeah, man, I believe it. Car rides like that'll do it to you. It'll do you in real good, boy.
But imagine traveling, hundreds of years ago, man.
What, caravan?
Not like a horse and buggy. Like, when we travel, we have to worry about flat tires, cops, wrecks, traffic. Back in the day, they had to worry about, getting malaria, getting attacked by a grizzly, getting, shot by an outlaw, getting rummaged by Native Americans, wagon wheel falling off. Little Jimmy pooped his pants and he couldn't find him. Sandra, fell in the well.
Yeah, stub your toe and get black lung.
Yeah, like it's just like it's amazing to me that if you were to make that trip, I'm sure people did. Like that would take weeks, and you're
Yeah.
camping basically, and you're at the mercy of you know you get cholera, dysentery.
Yeah, like think about what happens when the horse is pulling your wagon dies or gets hurt. Like you're just stuck and stranded. Can't call no one. You can't go anywhere. It's brutal.
Yeah, like you didn't have a cell phone. You're at the mercy of whatever. Like you just gotta.
You're basically putting everything in the faith of two healthy, strong horses, really.
Or oxen.
Whatever you got on there.
No, because oxen would make it. Horses, nah.
Yeah, that's true. Get you some buffaloes.
Yeah, I would always keep a spare though.
What,
You know how
triple
they have-
decker?
You have like a spare tire.
Yeah.
You keep like a baby ox and let them grow up. So you have like a pet for a while, but then whenever one of them dies, you put that one in there. It's
I
like
bet that's what they did, honestly.
a spare ox.
Just tie one up to the back of it. Just let it, just in case one gets
the smart travelers did.
for
I mean,
sure.
one ox could probably take you, but it would take a lot longer.
Yeah, I guess it depends on, what you're moving, how many people, how much weight. But yeah, definitely you could just ride one if you just had a little wagon, a little stuff in it. But still, I mean, you're basically putting everything in the hands of this animal, hopes that it can stay healthy and get you there.
Or you could catch like a wild animal and put him on a leash and have him take you.
Like a mountain lion?
Yeah, mountain lion, grizzly.
No, I couldn't, that would never happen.
I know, it'd kill you.
Those things are predators.
Yeah,
Maybe little dogs.
I was just thinking, that's mind blowing that people used to travel that way. And here I am going 90 with a AC. I got some music playing. My feet are out the window. I'm living life. I'm farting, rolling down the window. I'm farting, keeping the window up. It doesn't matter, whatever I please to do.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing, man. We're blessed to have this technology and advancement and
Too bad we
literally
had to make a
everything.
deal with the aliens to get it, to get the technology.
Who made this deal? Who was the guy who did it?
I think it was the government.
Did they deserve
'Cause
credit?
Let's think about it. We were a horse and buggy for a really long time, up to 100 to 200 years ago. But out of nowhere, this last 100 years, our technology's been nuts. We've been going to the moon. Cars can drive themselves, cell phones. It keeps advancing. How did it suddenly become so advanced so quickly? It's because the government made the deal with the aliens. You do this for us, we'll give you some people to research, but you gotta bring them back in great health. Is that wacko or is that true?
That's the deal. Is you can research our people, but you give us all your technology.
Or give us a head start, kickstart.
That's
'Cause
a good deal for the humans, honestly. If they have to return the people they research.
But how do you explain the advancement of technology that quickly?
Aliens?
Exactly.
But who made this bargain and how did they communicate?
I'm thinking they went to one of the presidents went to Area 51. You know those interrogation rooms?
Yeah.
They had one of those flat-chested gray aliens handcuffed to a table. The president walked in and his Secret Service and all that walked in and they're like, listen, buddy, we don't know what you're all about, but we're willing to work out a deal. You scratch our back, we'll scratch yours. And then he slid a Coca-Cola to the alien as a sign of peace, and the alien drank it, but he poured it in his eye because he didn't know how to drink. So he's kind of perturbed, and then he's like, oh, sorry, you're supposed to drink it this way. And he poured it in his mouth, and the alien became very hyper and very energetic and happy, and he's like, I like you guys, let's work something out. And then they ended up talking and negotiating, and those were the terms that they came up with.
So the aliens were here on Earth while this was going on, or
Yeah, Area 51.
why did we have to strike a deal?
Because we were floundering. Our technology wasn't getting us where we needed to really get to. Like, we were trying to go to the moon. We were trying to, have cars, gas, fossil fuels, all this stuff, batteries, stuff. And we were just, sometimes we're not smart enough to figure that stuff out. We need a little outside help.
I mean, I'd say we got a good deal if all they did was research us and return us, and then they gave us everything we have
But
now.
there's more to the story. They never keep their deals.
Who didn't keep it?
Aliens?
Why?
I think they didn't return people.
So what does that mean then?
They're gone. They're dead.
Who killed it?
Aliens.
No, so what does that mean for us then?
We can't do anything about it.
So why did we strike a deal in the first place if the aliens knew we couldn't do anything about it?
Because the deal is still sweet for us. We have a couple casualties, but we have the most advanced technology on Earth. Even military, like all the infrared and the heat-seeking missiles, the radar. You're probably saving a lot more people than the aliens are killing. So, in the end of the day, you take a couple casualties, but you got, the technology that's more advanced than any.
But if the aliens are so advanced, why would they need to strike a deal with us? Couldn't they just not make a deal and still research our people and do whatever?
That's a good point.
What's in it for them if they could just literally drop in a UFO, pick up anyone they want, kill them, research them, whatever they do? What's the whole point of getting involved with human leadership?
Because I think there's more to the deal.
What is it?
Power.
For the aliens?
Yeah.
Hey, you can run everything behind the scenes?
Yeah. They give them,
What do we have to do for them?
a little bit of this and a little bit of that.
Human sacrifice?
I don't know what they have to do. Just weird, strange things, man. This is all, rumors. I don't know this for a fact. Because whenever you brought up that they could just, abduct anyone they wanted and with no strings attached, why wouldn't they just do that?
Right.
So, it could be a bunch of poopla.
Is it just the Grays? Is there anything else involved with this?
I don't think they'll be able to do anything with the Browns.
What about the green?
The Greens?
Are greens real, or is that just fairy tale?
I'm not sure, man. I've never... I was hoping on this trip that I would see one, but unfortunately I was abducted without seeing, so...
Can you tell us that story?
I wish I could, but I don't remember much.
Did you see flash of light, aliens, or anything?
Well, I was in bed, but I was floating in the hotel, and the door opened, and it brought me downstairs, and that's the last thing I remember. But whenever I woke up, I was in the hotel pool with floaties on, and my bathing suit was on my chest, and my shirt was on my legs. So I don't think they got something messed up. So I was like, this can't be right. I would never wear my shirt on my legs and never put my bathing suit on my head.
Why wouldn't you?
Because I wear my pants on my legs and my shirt on my torso.
Wow, that's unusual.
That's how I knew I was abducted.
You don't remember?
And the pool was closed.
Did you feel bad, or how were you feeling?
I felt drained.
What about mentally?
I felt foggy.
What about physically?
Drained, weak, exhausted.
Oh, I wonder what they did. Do you think they inserted something into you?
I'm not sure. I've checked everywhere.
Yeah, you do look a little...
Was I acting weird yesterday?
Cloned, like.
Was I acting weird yesterday?
Yeah, I thought you were off them things.
No, that was alien abduction energy.
Yeah, this might not be the real Aaron.
My name is Aaron.
This might be Taron.
No, they called me Aaron.
Oh, Aaron?
Yeah, but they spelled it out every time they called my name.
Huh.
My name is Aaron.
My name is TTTLLLXTY.
Yeah, that's more alien-like.
Yeah, that's what they call me.
Yeah, but you know that's the price you pay for going west, man. They think that west is like their home because it looks like Mars or a different planet, so they feel comfortable there.
Mm-hmm.
That's my theory. Like that's why they like those western states because it looks like a whole different landscape.
Yeah, and it's very elevated, high sea level,
Yeah.
and they can go deep down under. Area 51.
I don't know. They wouldn't let me in. I wasn't even close, but a car pulled up, a black SUV, and they said, "Are you Aaron?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "We're going to have to ask you to turn around and get off this street." And I said, "Sir, may I ask why?" And then he said, "You know too much." And then he pulled out the thing from Men in Black and flashed it. But me being very smart, I grabbed Dad's sunglasses and put them on. So Dad forgot everything, but I remember.
Wow.
Dad was like, "Why are we out in the middle of the desert?" I said, "I don't know. We just got to, Dad, we got to turn around, man. We can't storm Area 51 today," because he was gung-ho about it. But I didn't want those Men in Black coming back. That's all I'm saying. You
Did
don't know.
it seem possible to storm it from your perspective?
I didn't see it. We were on the road. I just didn't want to mess with those Men in Black.
How'd they know you were Aaron?
I'm not sure. I never showed them ID. They said I know.
They got our information in the system.
Yeah. They probably scanned my ears. Yeah, and I said, they said, "You know too much," and they immediately, tried to click, but I was fast on my feet, grabbed sunglasses.
They didn't ask you, like, you can't wear sunglasses when I flash you?
They didn't know.
How did they not know?
Because they had to look away. They weren't wearing sunglasses because it must have been a rookie.
No, Men in Black definitely wearing sunglasses.
No, I think it was his first day.
No, they can't show
'Cause he
their
just
eyes.
turned away.
Those were frauds. Those weren't the real ones.
Well, it worked on Dad. He don't remember anything.
No, but the guys without the glasses? Frauds. Those weren't the real guys.
It was one guy. It was his first day.
No, he ain't a real one.
He had a clip on his suit that said trainee.
Yeah, he must have
So I
been.
knew I could get him because he turned around, and right when he turned around, I put on the sunglasses.
Yeah, that guy's got issues. He's not going to make it.
Yeah, I don't think he should have gotten fired immediately. But yeah, that's my story, and I'm, sticking to it, man. Thanks, guys, for watching another episode of Forget What You Heard. Thank you for the support. We're going to keep churning them out. Hope you guys have a great week. Peace, love, and happiness.